Good afternoon. Um, I pray that all is well with everyone watching this video. So I want to take a couple minutes to talk about deconstruction um, of the church as we see it today. And as with most things, there are spectrums that exist um, adjacent to that. Like, for example, um, I'm on a spectrum, right? A spectrum of animal loving, right? There are some people that love animals so much that they become zoologists or um, um, animal doctors, right? They love and they care animals. They study them. A little bit lower down on the spectrum, as you just kind of see like a spectrum going like this. Way over here is people that do that. You bring it down. You got animal lovers uh, that have basically a zoo in their home. There's a lot of animals, and they love them. They love the companionship. They love the things about them. Then you got the people that own a dog or two or a cat. Then you got people over here on this end of the spectrum. That's where exist. Uh, I can explain why I'm there. A lot of it is due to childhood trauma, being attacked by two cats at the same time, bitten by dogs multiple occasions. I was even chased by birds a lot, which is weird. Who gets chased by birds on multiple occasions? Uh, this guy does. So I grew up like, I don't like them. You know how I like animals? On the grill. That's why I have an appreciation for animals on the grill, smoked, marinated with some of my barbecue sauce on it. So that's where I am on the spectrum. So you got people way over here that do it to the max, and then you got people over here that are on a completely opposite side of the spectrum. As it pertains to church and how we do it today, there are people that are on the spectrum so much as it pertains to deconstruction that they just want to rip out the entire system. And I was there as I existed in church in westernized Christianity, or as I affectionately call it, the machine. I am Zach De La Roca, the lead singer of Rage Against the Machine as it pertains to church. Tear it all down, burn it all down, start over. We're doing it wrong. And it created like a disdain for ministry. I'll walk into a church and just be like, not that I didn't love God, not that I want to keep His commandments and see people become disciples and saved. It was just, what do we do? But through wisdom and grace and learning and operating in love, I I'm not so far up here. I'm not trying to throw away or completely step on and dismantle everything that is done. But I do think there are different and better ways to do things. I do think that we can be a little bit more Bible leaning on the way in what we do things. So as far as deconstructing, I think what we need to have in the forefront of our minds is what exists in ministry today, even if you go to a traditional church, that is completely counterintuitive and counterproductive for believers to become actual strong disciples where they can multiply the church and make more disciples. If you have things and programs in your church that has those things, I submit to you start to deconstruct those aspects. Nothing wrong with corporate assembly. Nothing wrong with a whole bunch of people coming here, somebody speak. Sermon on the Mount, Jesus, fishes and loaves, right? That was an example of that. So I would find it hard pressed to think that somebody that does that consistently is not that. But what is being done to make and produce strong disciples on a consistent basis? The thing is, we've made the Sermon on the Mount the the main thing, the thing that we target for all the time. Jesus did that once, but He did pick out 12 folks to live and do life with for 3 years, and they had a foundational stance to where they established where we are today. So deconstruction, identify what is that could be changed.